Hey guys, coming at you with another really important book review when we talk about integral mission, and that is Walking with the Poor by Bryant Myers. This is, you might hear me use this term too much, a seminal book, but this really is seminal. Like, this is a foundational book for understanding Christian development throughout the world. Bryant Myers, he comes from a background with World Vision. He was a professor at Fuller Seminary for a good long while. He really is a pioneer and a thought leader when it comes to Christian development. And Walking with the Poor is what I would describe as the most comprehensive book that's really covering approaches to the global poor, how to help the global poor from a distinctly Christian perspective. When we talk about global development, Bryant Myers is coming at it from that angle. He's going to get into all sorts of different theories around development, theories around what causes poverty, all of that. It's an incredibly comprehensive book, but he's coming at it from an angle where he's actually differentiating a little bit from global development or international development, in that his whole paradigm that he works from is transformational development. Like, that's the core thing. And if you're familiar with the more popular book, When Helping Hurts, by Brian Ficker and Steve Corbett, they're really drawing a lot from Myers, and Myers is really pulling a lot from Jayakumar Christian, right? So these are some of these Christian thought leaders around transformational development. And essentially when we think about transformational development, we are acknowledging the material need and physical need of development, meaning like actually having enough food, actually having enough income, right? So those material things are included, but it's not just that. It's also looking at some of the social aspects of what poverty leads to, right? It's also, how does that affect you culturally and in your community? Transformational development is also recognizing the psychological toll that poverty plays and addressing that. And then obviously, as a Christian concept, transformational development is also looking at the spiritual needs. So you've seen this certainly in When Helping Hurts, which again draws a lot from Bryant Myers, but the whole relationship with the world, relationship with creation, relationship with oneself, relationship with God, like that whole paradigm, that is transformational development. And with that kind of being the core, Bryant Myers is then going to go in and review and contrast really the most prominent theories of poverty and development. And he's really going to speak to what are the pros, what are the cons of these different theories and understandings around poverty. So again, it's very comprehensive. This is why I use this book when I teach global development at a Christian university, because it really is expansive in many regards. I just want to give you a little bit of a viewpoint just in terms of why Myers takes the transformational development approach, because it isn't just about material poverty. It does have social, emotional, and spiritual ramifications. On page 179, he writes, "The fulcrum for transformational change is no longer transferring resources or building capacity or increasing access, agency, and choices, as important as these things are. These are all means, after all. These things count only if they take place in a way that allows the poor to recover their true identity and discover the vocation that God intends for them." I love that approach. This is about getting back to who we were created to be. And all of these really important, whether we're talking advocacy, when we're talking economic development, whether we're talking about social needs, addressing those things are actually for the purpose of getting us back to who God created to be and for us to fulfill that missional application. There are practical aspects as well in this book. It's not just a bunch of complex theory, though that's definitely there. It is a very academic book, but there is an equipping as well. So he gets into models in terms of like working in the community and a lot of that in later chapters. So there's a lot of practical aspects. It is a technical book in certain regards, but really important consideration. So encourage you guys, check out Walking with the Poor by Bryant Myers. This is a foundational book in Christian development.